Hello everyone, it's great to have you back on SFDC Ninja, and in today's video we'll be tackling another interesting trigger scenario. So without any further delay, let's get started. First, let's start with data model for today's scenario. So today we are going to use three objects: account, contact and opportunity, where contact and opportunity are the child objects and account is the parent object. On account object, we have a picklist field status which contains two values, active and inactive. And on contact object, we have a checkbox field, do not contact. So this is the data model for today's scenario. Now let's see what is the requirement for today. So in today's scenario, whenever user updates account status from active to inactive, then in that case, we need to delete all related opportunities with stage name other than closed one. And we also need to check do not contact checkbox field on contact object. Let's understand it more clearly with a flowchart. Let's say we have an account record and user changes its status to inactive. Then in that case, we have to perform two actions. First, on opportunity object, we have to delete all opportunities other than closed one. And second, on contact object, we have to check do not contact checkbox. So this is what we are going to do today. It's time to code, so let's switch to VS Code and create our handler class. Let's name it trigger handler. Let's create our method static void trg method. See, we need to perform actions like updation or deletion when the status value on account object changes. And since the change occurs on account object, therefore the trigger will be invoked by account. That's why we should begin our code using account records. So let's take list of account records as parameter in our method. Like this. Count, let's say new ECC list. And in this parameter, we will pass trigger.new from a trigger. So this list is equal to trigger.new. Apply a null check on this list. Dot is empty. Iterate over it. New ACC. Now see, we need to store account ID when the account status changes from active to inactive. So here we need to check that old account status should be active and new account status should be inactive. And to fetch old values, what we will do? We will use trigger.oldMap. For that, let's pass another parameter in our method like this. ID account, let's say old ACC map. And in this parameter, we will pass trigger.oldMap from a trigger. And here apply a null check on it. It is empty. And let's create an instance of account using this map. Like this. Old ACC map dot get new ACC dot ID. And finally, what we will do, we will apply a check that if old status was active and new status is inactive. Like this. If new ACC dot status is inactive and old status was active. And if this condition will get true, then we will simply store account IDs in a set. For that, let's create a set first. Set ID, ACC IDs, new set ID. Let's add a comment set to store account IDs. And let's add account IDs in this set. Copy its name, paste it here, dot add new ACC.id. So till now, we are just checking that if status of account has changed from active to inactive by comparing old value and new value. And if it has changed, then we are just adding account IDs in a set. Now apply a null check on this set to ensure that a further code will be executed only when status of account changes from active to inactive. Like this. Dot is empty. Now in today's scenario, we need to perform two actions. First, we need to update checkbox field on related contacts, and second, we need to delete all related opportunities other than closed one. And for these two actions, we'll be needing list of related contacts and opportunities. So let's create list of these two objects. First for contact, let's say conlist, and second for opportunity, let's say OPB list. opportunity. First for contact, select ID, do not contact from contact where account ID in our set, and apply another check that do not contact checkbox is false. So this is for contact object. Second for opportunity, select ID from opportunity where account ID in our set and stage name not equals to closed one. So this list will contain the contacts whose account ID is in our set and checkbox is not checked. Similarly, this list will contain all opportunities whose account ID is in our set and stage name is not equals to closed one. Now our next step is to update contact checkbox and delete opportunities. So first for contact, copy this list name, apply a null check on this list, iterate over it, con list, and finally set do not contact checkbox value to true. Do not contact true. Now to bulkify our code, we will not perform DML inside for loop. So let's create a new list to update contacts. List contact, let's say list to update, new list contact. Copy this list name, paste it here, and add these contact in it. Now what we will do, we will use error handling in our code using try and catch method. So let's use try here, apply a null check on this list, and finally update it. So our first task is completed. Now our next task is to delete all opportunities with stage name other than closed one. And we have already fetched those opportunities in this list. So now we just need to delete it. Copy this list name, apply a null check on this list, and delete it. And at last use catch block to catch exception. Like this. Exception system dot debug error while doing updation or deletion dot get message. Save it and deploy it to org. Okay, it is successfully deployed. So we have our handler class ready. Now let's create our trigger. Let's name it ACCTRG. And I already explained earlier that change is happening on account object. Therefore, our trigger will be on account with after update. Why after update? Because we need to update related records on updation of account. So let's write account here with after update. Now apply a check to ensure that our handler class method will be called only on after update event. Like this. Trigger.is after and trigger.is update. And finally call our handler class method. Trigger handler.trg method. Trigger.new in first parameter and trigger.old map in second. Save it and deploy to org. So we have our code ready. It's time to see our code in action. So let's go to org. And we have this account record. So this account has this contact whose do not contact checkbox is unchecked. Let me show you. So its do not contact checkbox is unchecked. And it also contains one closed one opportunity, which is test OPP3. Now let's change its status to inactive. Save it. So as you can see that all opportunities except closed one opportunity have been deleted. And let's check the do not contact checkbox also. So now this checkbox is also checked, which means our trigger is working fine. That's it for today guys, and I'll be back with more interesting trigger scenarios. Thank you.